you look at the back four, though, it's a very stable back four. It's just conceiving, though, isn't it, all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't blame the back four as well. We know that Josh has had a couple of wobbles, don't we? And, you know, I mean, I just wondered whether he might have contemplated putting Smith in, but he's gone for his experienced team. And that's what he's hoping that experience will pull through, I think, this afternoon.
In red and white stripes, black shorts and red socks. I can tell you I don't know if you saw it, the new kit, the third kit inspired by the flag away to our left, the Lincolnshire flag. It's sold out with adult shirts. There's only a few left for the kids.
I'm sure that 80% of it's been sold out, something like that. Yeah, it's different. It looks all right. Looks a decent kit.
I think we'll see it probably towards the end of the month or something like that. Has to play in 5 away games during the season. So City have Vickers in goal, Eardley, Bulger, Shrapnel and Toffolo, the back four, O'Connor and Morrell, with Andrade, Payne and Grant behind Walker. On the bench for Lincoln City today, it's Smith, Chapman, Connolly, Melbourne, Anderson, Hesketh and McKinday. Tomo, all I have to say to you about Sunderland, Aidan McGeady and Will Gregg on the bench.
Oh, Grant Ledbetter as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bags of experience in that bench and match winners as well. But it's what you come to expect from Sunderland. You'd expect that, you'd expect them to be the top wage payers in this division, wouldn't you? A 30,000 stadium and whatever the season tickets to sell. So you're going to expect quality players.
Would we expect Lincoln to? There's Michael Boswell's getting a nice round of applause. He's coming up into the stand here. But would you expect Lincoln to treat it like any home game, and they can always try and get on the front foot, don't they?
Yeah, I just think, especially when you play at home, you've got to take the game to the opposition. It's a case of you don't fear them, but you respect them, and that's whoever you play. So it's a case of Lincoln trying to get the opposition on the back foot, and this, I mean, let's face it, there's 8,000 or 9,000 Lincoln supporters behind them. I know the Sunderland supporters will make a noise, but at the end of the day, it should be engulfed by the 8,000 from Lincoln.
Yeah, and also this Lincoln squad are used to, either at previous clubs or at this club, playing in front of decent crowds now. It's not a rarity, is it?
No, and like I said, as you just mentioned the point, you said all players, most of these players are used to playing in front of decent crowds and decent attendances. But it'll be certainly defining in the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Michael O'Connor feels like an important afternoon potentially for him in central midfield, with O'Connor bringing his experience back in. The manager making no bones about it. He says, look, I need his experience in the team.
Yeah, and I think O'Connor will be the one that sort of sits there. We know what he does, and he'll just sit in front of the two centre halves, and he'll organise the players around him. I mean, there are young players that are around him in the midfield. But an important thing, and I think you mentioned it, Michael, is that all-important first goal.
Well, the Sunderland end, not quite capacity yet, still filling up a little bit, but I think there's a few who've been caught out by the checks around the ground maybe, and they're just making their way into Central Bank. The sun comes out of queue as well. The Lincolnshire flag catches the wind, and the referee has been making lots of headlines for other reasons. The controversial reasons down in the southwest is here today, and that's Brett Huxtable. And he won't want to be the centre of attention today. He'll want it to be the two sets of players who are underway. Lincoln City kicking from left to right as we sit in the main stand. That means they're attacking the end where the Sunderland fans are in the Stacey West stand. And it's already out of play for a throw for Sunderland. In a darkish blue kit with a bit of orange in it for the numbering and the lettering. Otherwise it's a completely blue kit, and the ball is out of play again for a throw for Sunderland halfway inside the City half. Interestingly, Lincoln have scored more goals than Sunderland this season, but yes, they've also conceded more than Sunderland this season. Throw in line with the edge of the Lincoln penalty area, thrown into feet. City pressing the ball, Sunderland moving around looking for a cross into the City area, and Vickers gathers it in. Tomo had a little heart flutter as he dropped the ball briefly, bowled it to Andrade, who's over the halfway line, plays it into Walker. It's a bit fierce, but Walker controls it, and now Payne and now O'Connor, and it's now with Morrell, and Lincoln moving the ball around swiftly. Morrell about to go away on international duty as Payne gets a little fortunate. The ball bounces nicely for him, cuts inside, and the ball's gone out for a corner at the Stacey West end of the ground for Lincoln.
And an adventurous start by Lincoln. Good, quite quite a few players got some touches from Lincoln as well, and good to get a corner in the opening 2 minutes of the game.
The empty seats rapidly disappearing in the Stacey West. Not quite all the Sunderland fans in. City have their first real chance of a goal. Corner then from the right, and the City player fell over, Payne taking it, and it's been cleared by Sunderland, and it's gone out for a throw in front of their bench to the visitors. It was unfortunate for Payne, he slipped.
Yeah, I don't like it when players look at the ground as well.
Yeah,
I mean, the ground, there weren't an earth tremor then when he took it, was there?
Fantastic atmosphere around the ground as Sunderland defend. Tyler Walker pressing. It's played all the way back to the goalkeeper. The referee, which is a little finicky to me, didn't like Tyler Walker's pressing of the ball. Pressed away. Well, Lincoln are set up more of a 4-4-2 at the moment.
Certainly are. We've got Andrade on the right, and as you said, O'Connor
just
in the midfield.
Slight tweak. George Grant hooks it downfield, and it very much Grant for Anderson is a straight selection decision. No injury shaping that decision, the manager said. Payne, who was bright at Blackpool, plays it to Eardley, and the right back gives that out to Andrade, who's playing on the right hand side as well, not the left, as he often has. Walker fighting for the ball and keeps hold of it, does well up against the defender, plays it inside for Morrell, and Morrell out to Toffolo. Toffolo inside to Grant. Lincoln in possession. Can they turn the possession into something a bit more though? Still 0-0 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. 3 minutes gone in the first half. Ball into Walker, and the big burly centre half he's dealing with there, who took the ball off him. Joel Lynch, and cleared it downfield. They look like a 4-4-2, don't they? Or maybe a 4-4-1-1.
It's good that Michael Appleton looks like he wants some width on the pitch.
Eardley chips it forward, looking for Tyler Walker, gets the flick on back to Andrade. Andrade takes on the fullback and is caught, and the assistant referee has in fact given the decision as Andrade goes down. I don't think it was the ref who gave the decision. I think it might have been the assistant.
What about the centre half looking burly, Michael?
I know what you're about to say.
Prince about the burly side, doesn't it?
He looks like a second row, the referee.
But he certainly moved the ball around well, Lincoln, in these opening 5 minutes. As I said, Andrade is hugging the touchline. Good to see that 1v1 for Andrade against the fullback of Sunderland, and Grant will play slightly different wide left on the other side. As I said, he'll look to link up, but also it takes the pressure off Walker, Michael, being the lone striker and having to run both sides of the channels.
City waiting to take this free kick. Unfortunately, it'll be without Andrade. He did have to go off the pitch after receiving his treatment from Mike Hine. There's a tremendous atmosphere, Tomo.
I'm going to take the headphones off in a minute, because you don't get it here when you got the I mean, they're still coming in, aren't they, in the droves of Sunderland supporters.
We've said it many times, but 2,500 on a Tuesday evening does not feel a long way away at the moment. City playing in the third tier and looking to return to form and try and find a win this afternoon. 9 defeats, 1 draw and 1 win in the last 11. George Grant over this on the attacking right. Payne nearby. It's going to be the number 18 who'll take it. Right-footed, drifts it into the back post. Shackle was there, headed away, only as far as Morrell, and he plays that out to the left-hand side, headed into the edge of the area around the D. Payne trying to muscle his way onto the ball. City get it forward. Morrell to Andrade, who's back on the pitch. Andrade cuts inside, back to Morrell, then with Grant. City on the right, moving it forward. Andrade, then he plays it into the edge of the area, and it's a foul. And that's a referee. Oh dear me. How can he not give that as a foul, Tomo?
I've no idea.
That's a shocker.
I don't think you'll see a more blatant foul.
Oh my dear.
I mean, the thing is, it's the big...
Look at Michael Appleton, he's come all the way into the...
I'm not surprised. It's the big centre-back, Lynch. I mean, if Lynch wins the tackle, then the ball goes forward. But it went sideways. So I think it's Michael O'Connor who played the ball, and he just went through him.
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I thought they might be playing a brief advantage because Andrade was near there. But there was nothing from the assistant and nothing from the referee.
I mean, not only that, Michael. You've seen challenges like that given a yellow card, haven't you?
Well, I've seen players get serious injuries from challenges like that.
I think he was about just 2 days late, the centre back for Sunderland on that time.
Well, poor challenge and a poor decision in our minds. Sunderland trying to get the ball forward. Plenty of noise around Sinsel-Bank, a bumper gate, expecting around 10,100. As it's headed out of play by O'Connor. And it's going to be another throw for Sunderland, who'll want a bit of time just to settle in. Lincoln won't want to give them that time. Ball thrown over the halfway line, Lincoln defending and headed away by Shackle. And I should for players like Shackle, it gives them great memories of their earlier playing days in the Championship and that.
Absolutely love this game.
City snapping in with a challenge. Toffolo, good run from the fullback. Come back at Lincoln City. Bulger tries to clear. Vickers needs to be alive to it, and with a bit of help from Shackle, grabs hold of the ball and gathers it in.
What a beautiful afternoon as well for football. Great pitch, lovely weather.
Not much wrong with the world. You like your football like this. With Eardley, clips it over the halfway line. Look for Walker. Great first touch from the number 17. Stabs it back to midfield. Morrell can't get on the end of it, and it's picked off by the Sunderland players, and they now have it in midfield. Looking to move it forward down the right hand side. Plenty of Lincoln players back in defensive positions, headed away by the captain Shackle, headed back at goal again. Shackle allows that to bounce through, and Vickers comes and gathers it in and will be grateful for a couple of touches of the ball. Bowls it out quickly to Morrell, and he spins and plays it to Toffolo, the left back, into looking to try and get to Walker's feet. Couldn't find him. Shackle comes across and puts it out of play for a throw. It's BBC Radio Lincolnshire, 94.9 FM. Hope and Glory with myself, Michael Horton, and Steve Thompson. We've got Mark with Boston and also Dave with Gaineswood Trinity this afternoon. Flicked on, City defending. You have to be careful here and do enough to win a throw. It's in a very difficult position though. It's a real defensive one, down by and in line with the 6-yard box. The Toffolo will take it. They'll try and no doubt steal an inch or two away from the goal. Down the line, Sunderland clear it back, headed away by Shackle. Sunderland with 3 players forward in the box, look to get the cross into the area. And it's blocked off by Morrell. Headed into the penalty area, cleared by Shackle. Walker tries to get hold of it. And Sunderland just having a period of possession and a chance to try and ask some questions of Lincoln City. Forceful ball forward from Lynch to fullback at the centre half. Lincoln though cut it out with Andrade. Payne chases after it, but it's coming back at the Imps again. Shackle heads clear. Headed back at Lincoln City again. The Imps fighting to get hold of it, and they managed to do that, and the referee gives a decision against it. Didn't say it was a free kick, but it was certainly a softer free kick than the one that wasn't given Lincoln's way.
I think we're having an interesting afternoon with this referee, Michael.
Yeah, I hadn't had a chance to read it all, but there's a whole thing going on one of the goals in the Exeter game last week against Grimsby that Exeter complained about it to the Football League. I haven't had a chance to read the whole article. I
think the Lincoln supporters have already made their mind up after that challenge.
Oh, it's a shocking challenge. Ball into the Lincoln penalty area. They've got a bit of space. Sunderland headed away by Bolger. Andrade there, but it's Grant who clears. Grant comes across again, and a bit of time from Payne to play it back to Grant and Hill. Like a pitching wedge, players clearance over the halfway line. Defender comes across, not good play from the defender. Picked off by Payne, cuts inside, tries to play it for the run of Andrade. Walker's there as well. Defender clears only as far as Payne, who then rugby tackles the Sunderland player to the ground. Referee was happy with that one. And for the entrance of balance, that's a poor challenge from the Lincoln player Andrade, right in front of the bench, but He's going to get a yellow card for it, the number 7, I think it is, who is Chris Mcguire. But to be fair, Max Payne rugby tackled him just before, didn't he?
Yeah, as you rightly called, it was a foul to Sunderland, wasn't it? About 30 seconds before that. What we don't want to end up, Michael, is talk about the referee for the next 67 minutes or whatever doing.
Right, there's only a handful of seats I can see empty now around the ground. Sunderland now is full, and Mcguire's picked up the first yellow of the game.
Dare you say that you think this will finish 11v11?
Well, the way he's refereeing, we could either have like about 4 players carried off, not any fouls given against them for the injuries against them. Burst of noise from the Lincoln City fans. Are they going to preface the goal? Payne into the penalty. It's a high looping one. Keeper comes for it. It's a good pair of hands from the goalkeeper. McLaughlin, perhaps a bit too easy for him, but it was certainly well dealt with.
Yeah, good goalkeeping from the Sunderland keeper. McLaughlin took it at his highest point. Excellent. Sunderland
playing it around at the back. Now chip it to the edge of the City area, headed away by Shackle. And Sunderland no in any rush really, ambling forward. Must be so much expectation on the team with home gates are around 30,000 which will look empty in a 50,000 stadium, but an exceptional gate at this level. And it's going to be O'Connor who puts it out for a corner. I can tell you as well, Tomo, that if you were wondering, I know you never saw the first series, but there is a second and now a third series being made of the Fly on the Wall documentary around Sunderland by a certain channel, by Netflix.
Yeah, someone mentioned, I'll have to watch that.
It's very good, the first series is excellent.
Someone have to mention the first series was excellent.
Yeah. It's going to be a corner from the attacking right for Sunderland. Bright sunshine at centre back. Michael Appleton, Jamie McCoom watching. Plenty of movement inside the area. It's taken short, trying to work an opening. Now it's driven into the area to the edge of the D. And in fact, Lincoln might get a chance to break here. O'Connor looks up and plays it, hoping that Andrade can get there. He just asked a bit too much of the Imps number 11, but there's a poor corner really from Sunderland, because all it's done is push the play back into the Sunderland half.
Well, awful corner, wasn't it? It went from a Sunderland attacking opportunity to putting Lincoln in an attacking opportunity.
Andrade nearly wins the ball back. They're overplaying in the wrong parts at the moment, Sunderland. Now they've got it going forward over the halfway line. Should be Toffolo's to clear. George Grant's got a little bit of time. Not that much maybe, but he eventually gets out to Toffolo, who will play it forward. And it's now with Grant again, and he squares it into O'Connor, and O'Connor stabs the ball back to the centre half, Bulger, who finds Eardley out on the right. The full-back, under pressure, gets it forward down the channel, and City with a throw right in front of the away dugout.
It's been nip and tuck, hasn't it, in these opening 15 minutes, and the 15 minutes, I don't know what you think, Michael, it's flown by.
It has. Tyler Walker trying to win a throw, and he does. I don't think the assistant referee was sure what to give, but he eventually does give the decision Lincoln City's way. It's a throw for Eardley into Payne, back to Eardley. Now with Payne going backwards at the moment. O'Connor clips the ball forward, can't find a teammate, but does win a throw, which Eardley looks to take quickly, and Morrell has a bit of space in front of the centre circle and plays a lovely ball out to the left. Toffolo, first time, gets to get a throw, which he takes very quickly into Morrell, and Morrell gets it forward, and Toffolo stabs it into the Sunderland player. The ball goes out for another throw for Lincoln City. We'll get to the Boston game when we get a break in this little attacking move from the Imps. Coming from an offside position, it looked, but obviously not. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. The Lincoln player must have been in offside position.
2 yards offside.
Not to be.
You saw players ball watching, the linesman's ball watching.
Corner for the Imps. We'll get to Mark then.
Yeah, just very quickly, Michael, it's 0-0 here, but Sutton Coldfield have had a chance, and Luke Shields with a fantastic goal-saving tackle, and then Jordan Thorless has just been put on one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he's put it wide of the post, but a good entertaining 0-0.
Corner then for Grant, driven to the back post. Bulge's there, cleared away by Sunderland there. Centre halves look up for the fight. Ball back in from Toffolo, cleared away again. And it's gone neatly to a Sunderland player, but nobody's downfield, so Sunderland are trying to break forward. And while it wasn't very good, it's gone straight out of play, and they've not started so far in the best of ways for me, Sunderland.
No, I've spoke often about forcing passes, and Sunderland are trying to force the issue. Instead of having another pass, they're trying to do it in one, and it's not getting there.
Ball wide to Toffolo, he controls it. Up against the fullback, plays it to Grant. Grant plays it into Tyler Walker, back to Grant, shoots! Good defending, blocks the ball, comes back to O'Connor. Little back header to Eardley, out on the right is Andrade. City trying to create a chance, ball into the box. Nice one, Walker comes for it, scores! Oh, that's a great run from Tyler Walker! 1-0 the end!
That is a typical goal-scoring goal, Michael. He absolutely, he read the fly to the ball. The Sunderland keeper, I don't know what he's complaining about. He started to come, he was never going to get there. And I've been banging on, having it for the last 6 weeks, about getting across the first defender at the near post. On this occasion, Walker got across the goalkeeper, and that is a terrific finish.
The keeper was standing there. If the keeper had taken one step forward, he'd have got the ball, but Walker didn't let him, did he?
Well, the thing is, the keeper was waiting for it to come to him, and Walker said, I'm not having this, I'm going to make this mine. But don't underestimate the ball from Eardley as well.
No.
Great ball from Neil Eardley.
And City's start, if any side deserved a goal, it was City.
Done exactly what I said they should set out to, get Sunderland on the back foot. Sunderland trying to play the pretty football, trying to get there in one pass. Lincoln are using that extra pass to good effect. But that is a typical poacher's goal from a player that we see that he needs to play up the pitch.
And Tolo, is it our Lincoln a 4-4-2 at the moment? Very much a 4-4-2 for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get Andrade that's going to hug the touchline because he's a natural winger. You're going to get Grant who's going to come in the pitch, and I don't mind that. I don't mind one on one side and a Raider on the other side. But I think it's been crying out for Lincoln to have width for weeks now.
Sunderland in possession, Lincoln with the lead. Tyler Walker's 6th goal of the season. And it was as Tomo said, I think the ball was asking to be finished, wasn't it, really?
Well, the keeper was never going to get there. When he started to come, I thought he's not getting there. It was whether Walker could just arrive in time and poke it round him, and he did that with great aplomb.
Hopefully you're enjoying the commentary with us here on BBC Radio Link Channel. I follow around the world. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're having as good a day as we are at the moment. Long way to go though, but at least City have been the first to score. It's the first time in 7 games that they've done that, as Sunderland pick up a soft free kick out on the right. And what about Sunderland's formation, Tommy? It looks, I was trying to work it out, it looks sort of a 4-2-3-1, isn't it, I think?
It's hard to decipher.
I'm going to use that phrase, fluid, actually.
Well, it's hard to decipher again. They're one of those teams who've got fluid movement, haven't they? A lot of interchanging from positions.
We'll get to Dave Remnant, where there's been a goal in the Gainsbury game in a second, but let's just see what they can do from this set piece. Sunderland 1-0 to the Imps. So it's from the right into the South Park penalty area, half cleared, and the referee has seen an infringement, so it's going to be a free kick to Lincoln, and we can get to Dave Remnant.
Yeah, Basford taking the lead here, Michael, in the 21st minute. A bit harsh on Trinity, who played pretty well up to now. Free kick over to the far post, and the number 5, Brad Gascoigne. A good job he's not agoraphobic, Michael, the amount of space he was given. Nobody picked him up, put the ball in the back of the net. Basford 1, Trinity 0.
That was a brilliant line, wasn't it?
Does that mean he doesn't like spiders?
Space. Every day's a school day, Tomo.
I know what it means. I've had lots of agoraphobic.
It's clear downfield. And Walker. Referee. Oh, come on. That's this referee.
I think they were changing shirts there, weren't they? Sunderland. I think it was Sunderland left back or centre back, Lynch and Walker.
Do you know, if I was the 4th official today, I'd just say sorry, it's not my decision.
I just said that before they kicked off. So listen, I can't influence anything on that pitch.
Yes. Headed away by the right back.
And now they come the referee by the looks of it.
He's not having the best of ones, is he? It would be fair to say. Thrown forward, Walker got a bit of space all of a sudden, seemed to confuse him because he headed the ball up rather than to a teammate. Payne, who's been a bit of one of those so far today to the Sunderland players, worked really hard, tries to win the ball back, and it's going backwards at the moment for Sunderland thanks to Lincoln's press. Now they bring the ball away until O'Connor gets in the way and spreads it to the left hand side. Grant into the beat of Walker, Payne back to Toffolo's cross, and it's a throw for the Imps.
Been very complimentary about Toffolo this season, and once again he's really raiding down that left-hand side, and Grant, because he won't go past people, he'll need the support from Toffolo. I mean, Eardley can leave Andrade one-on-one, but with Grant, he's not got the pace, has he? So you're going to have to get up alongside him and play with him.
Ironic applause, the decision goes the Imps' way. Wherever you watch your Lincoln goals today, I should say you're going to have a slightly different view to the one you're used to from Sincilbank. It's probably more like the view we have, and if you're watching an iFollow, you'll know this because the gantry has moved to our side, and it's pretty impressive structure hanging from the roof. And they're watching the action. Stacey West end of the ground, the ball played into the penalty area, and nobody comes for it, and the keeper, I think, is a little fortuitous, and the ball bounces into his arms.
Well, it was one of those, I think, with Shackle, wasn't it? Didn't realise how much space he had, but helped it on. No one picked him up whatsoever.
Sunderland player goes down, referee not interested, and decision is Lincoln City's way. It's Hope and Glory here on BBC Radio Lincoln. Should Dave Remnant with Gainsborough, Mark Hone with Boston United, and myself, Michael Horton, and Steve Thompson with Lincoln City, who are attacking the Stacey West end. Ball cleared away by a Sunderland defender. City come back in for it again. It's a high one, should be Shackles, and he stabs the ball away. And Sunderland look to pick it up inside the centre circle, but O'Connor chases in behind. O'Connor doing really well, and the decision goes Lincoln's way.
It seems like the referee and linesman on this side don't seem prepared to make decisions. I mean, that was a definite free kick on Michael O'Connor, but...
Well, his inconsistency is consistent, isn't it? Or his bad decisions are consistently bad for both teams. Morrell, oh, lovely play from Morrell, dances to the D, shot from Payne is wide.
I mean, I keep saying about Payne shoots, and I mean, that was really lined up for him, wasn't he? I think the reason why Walker's doing a lot, well, not a lot better, but why he's getting more of the ball, he's got Payne more alongside him than 20 yards behind him.
It's going to be a goal kick then. Stacey West end of the ground. Can't see too many seats left now, Tomo. Looks pretty full as far as the Sunderland fans are concerned, and Lincoln are pretty much there as well. George Grant, oh, lovely ball, Payne in space. Walker is to his right, to his left, sorry, and Andrade is right. Andrade back to Eardley. Eardley cross inside the area, cleared away. Morrell tries the first time shot, cleared away again, and bounces out of play for a throw. And there is one team asking questions.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've not been impressed with Sunderland, but that's probably down to the way Lincoln are really having a go at them. But Sunderland really, they look to be in panic mode at the moment.
Eardley throws it to O'Connor, back to Eardley. The fullback cuts inside. Morrell's made a bit of space for him, but Eardley plays it back to the centre circle in a Shackle. He must be enjoying what's happening in front of him. Ambitious ball forward, cut out, but Payne comes in, wins it. Goes into Grant. Payne's foul, free kick.
He's going to book him, I think, Michael. Or is he? He's certainly going to have a word with Lynch. On 2 or 3 occasions now, Lynch, the big centre-back for Sunderland, has been late. And I feel it's either...
It was Lynch who was the one who fouled O'Connor, wasn't it? Well, he is getting a yellow.
I mean, he didn't deserve a yellow for that one. It was the first one in the opening 5 minutes that wasn't given that was a worse one. Referee's appalling.
Well, George Grant, he's got a big reputation with free kicks. He's got a very good opportunity here.
I think some supporters have noticed that the referee's a big lad.
I don't know what made you think that, Tomo. The wall is going into the D. Pretty central. Payne and George Grant are over this one.
I'm just looking where the keeper's going to line up. He's leaving a big gap to his left-hand side.
He's asking George Grant to put it there, isn't he?
It's a massive... He's not got his position right there, I'm sorry.
There's a little bit of pushing going on.
The thing about it is, Michael, it's a small wall, isn't it? As well as the Sunderland wall, there's not a lot of big players or tall players in that. Referee, you're playing to the crowd now, referee, come on.
Referee backs away. Bit of a conversation between Andrade, Payne and George Grant. Stays to west end of the ground. Lincoln 1-0 up. Can they double their lead? Payne or Grant will it be? Goalkeeper moves slightly. Payne hits the wall. Grant hits the wall. It's going to be cleared away, and he hasn't quite found his shooting boots from set pieces yet for goals for Lincoln City as Shrapnel takes out the Sunderland player. And I can't argue against the yellow card for that one.
Yeah, I think Shrapnel knew what he was doing, but he was committed to the challenge, wasn't it?
We've got a goal in the games for a game with Dave.
Yes, Michael Basford doubled the advantage. We're into the 29th minute. Lovely move. Ball swept out to the left-hand side. Ryan Wilson with the cross. And then the number 9, Corey Grantham on hand to head the ball into the back of the net. So it's Basford 2, Trinity 0.
Glorious sunshine here at Sincilbank. The Sunderland fans, the majority of them are going to have to shield their eyes from the sun because it's in their eyes, and their team have a free kick slightly to the right of the centre circle, and all of the outfield players are inside the Lincoln half, South Park end of the ground. Gate in excess of 10,000 this afternoon expected. Ball into the penalty area. O'Connor gets half a clearance, bounces back. He's trying to find a way through, but can't. Andrade blocks it, and it goes out of play. And Tyler Walker's 6th goal of the season is still the difference between these two teams.
Yeah, he's a natural goal scorer, isn't he? And that's what he thrives on, and that's what sort of feeds him.
Sunderland fullback looked like a handball to me, but not seen by the officials. And into the area, and forward comes Sunderland, driving across the 6-yard box. Probably would have hoped for more from that cross. They've still got possession though, and they're going to the edge of the Lincoln penalty area, driving into the area, pulling it back. Andrade blocks it off. The fullback looking for a right-footed shot. Oh! What a wonderful save from Josh Vickers.
Yeah, it's that one where you go across with your wrong arm, isn't it? People ask you why, but you get more extension, Michael. And that's a great save from Josh Vickers. That'll do him the world of good. Terrific save. Good strike from the Sunderland. First threat, some goal.
1-0 still the difference to Lincoln City. Corner for the home side, for the visitors. All in this sort of metallic blue almost. Played into the penalty area, headed away by Bolger. Shot comes back in again, and from an offside position, the Sunderland player trying to flick the header into the net. I think he knew he was offside, and that's what the assistant referee on the far side of the ground from us has given.
Yeah, really no attacking threat from Sunderland, and it looks to me, Michael, like they've gone more 4-2-4 to match Lincoln. Look like they've decided they need width on the pitch, and they've really got to stop Lincoln raiding certainly down the left-hand side with Toffolo.
Trying not to get caught out here, and he does well to, I think, show his experience and win the free kick and take a bit of a steam out of the game as well. And Michael Appleton just having a word there with Bolger. I think he wasn't happy with Bolger playing Eardley into trouble out there. Tomo.
No, it's the thing is clear your lines first, and if I have to fault Bolger at times, it does deliberate himself getting to the ball a little bit. Needs to get there quicker and deal with it quicker, otherwise he ends up putting his teammates in trouble.
Lincoln clear will be to the Boston game in a moment. Over the heads of one of the defenders, looks like it should bounce through, and does, and remains 1-0 to City. So let's get to Boston's game and hear from Mark.
Yeah, it's still 0-0 here, Michael. It's a good entertaining game, and Boston United are just beginning to establish their authority on this game after a couple of early scares, and they're thankful for Luke Shields for a wonderful saving tackle that would have put Sutton Coldfield up 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes. But John Thorley still with the best chance of the game, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, shot wide. 31 minutes gone here, still 0-0.
Hook downfield and headed on by Eardley, just had enough on it. Vickers though looking a much more confident figure, bowls the ball out. Toffolo slides the ball, trying to find Walker, just gets cut out by the visitors. And Lincoln really trying to move that ball quickly and ask questions of Sunderland. Coming back at the Imps now, Bulger blocks it off. Shackle will have to be careful with his challenge. Lincoln won't win the ball back thanks to Morel. It's cleared long by Grant downfield, cut out by the blue shirts of Sunderland, and it goes out of play for a throw to them.
I think Sunderland made a conscious decision to try and push an extra player up alongside Wyke, their big centre forward.
They've also, to me, quickened their game up a little bit. I thought they were a bit labouring in the first quarter of an hour.
Yeah, they've started to play the ball forward more than backwards and sideways.
Ball into the Lincoln penalty area, and that's a great pair of hands from Josh Vickers. That will really do his confidence good. He bowls out quickly to Andrade. Andrade goes past one, still going forward, and he wins a throw.
Yeah, excellent keeping from Josh Vickers. I think that save that he's made, that was a terrific save, has just given him that bit of confidence that he probably needed.
With Eardley, slides it across to his captain Shackle. Number 5 gets it to Toffolo just inside his own half. No real room to run into yet. George Grant has come inside as well. Chip forward by Bolger. Great run across the midfield, and he picks up the free kick. Does he? Oh! Well, I thought it was a free kick, but O'Connor showed a lot of experience there, Tomo. Just didn't get the free kick which I thought he was going to get.
Yeah, although it came off Michael O'Connor's chest, probably not where he wanted it to go. I think a bit of a push in the back as well. But as I said, this linesman in front of us doesn't want anything to do with it. I think he could make his flag redundant.
How blatant a push do you want there? Ball out of play for Sunderland. Not sure what this fourth official said to the Sunderland player. It's thrown forward. Back on the halfway line, City fighting for it, forcing it back to the centre halves. Johnny Yellow, as is number 7 Chris Mcguire, as is Jason Shackle. Headed away by Eardley. Payne trying to get near it. Lincoln back in their 2 groups of 4, with Payne probably a withdrawn striker and trying to help out an attacking midfielder almost. And Walker, the goal scorer, up there on his own, watching as City defend well and clear to the halfway line. Walker tries to turn it into a pass, flicks his head at the ball, chases after it, and it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. He's a willing runner, Tyler Walker. Works hard. Ball played forward again. Oh, he's left to be careful, Shackle. Oh, it wasn't a foul. He only shoved him with 2 hands. I can't believe he hasn't given that.
No.
That's astonishing. That's amazing. I mean, it's to Lincoln's betterment, but oh dear me. Cleared by Toffolo, downfield, it's going to go out of play. Tomo, I mean, look, we've got red and white tinted glasses on. I know you don't technically have glasses on, but you know my point. You know, we want everything to go Lincoln City's way. But Jason Shackle just shoved the player over.
You have to be fair. Fair is fair, don't you? And but as you said, I mean, the thing that's consistent about him is inconsistency.
Well, you did say right at the start of the game, but I hope we're not talking about him, and so sadly we have been. Anyway, it is Sunderland in possession.
He tends to just patrol around the centre circle, doesn't it? I don't think he's been in a different postcode yet.
No. Sunderland moving forward. City defending. Sunderland looking for a cross into the Lincoln area. It's a dinked cross. It should be Vickers, and it is. And there's a few options on the bench if the manager wants to change things for Sunderland. You know, the likes of McGeady and Will Gregg are there waiting. Playing forward, and City have got the deflection to George Grant, and Grant plays a nice ball out to Tyler Walker. Nobody in the area though. Walker pauses, plays it back to Grant, and then plays it forward to Toffolo, and Toffolo to Tyler Walker. Walker is asking a lot of Toffolo. He gets on the ball and wins a throw. Well done to Toffolo. There wasn't a lot on there really.
Yeah, as I said with Grant, he's going to need link-up play, and that's why Toffolo is right up there alongside him. And as long as you've got 2v1 at the back, that's not a problem. The two centre-halves have got to take responsibility and play 2v1.
Thrown into the area, headed away by a Sunderland defender. Looks like he's going to bounce out of play for a throw to the Imps. It's just a bit further away from goal, in line with the edge of the box. Payne comes short, Walker offers as well. George Grant is there. Toffolo waits and plays it to Grant. Grant turns and dinks the ball back to Morrell. Bright yellow boots for the Welsh international. O'Connor back to Shackle and Morrell. Little triangles from Lincoln City. They're going further away from goal at the moment. Now a nice ball down the line. Picked off by Toffolo. Plays into Grant. City accelerate. Toffolo into the area. Walker! Oh, and it hit Payne and goes behind. Could have been 2-0.
Yeah, once again, great link-up play between Toffolo and Grant, really causing havoc down Sunderland's right-hand side, and good ball in from Toffolo, and it was a good touch from Walker, good strong stab, and it seemed to hit Payne on the back of his calf and go out for a goal kick. Whether it was goalward bound.
Long clearance downfield. Shackle trying to head away, couldn't do so. Sunderland now a chance to break forward. Shackle's out of position. Weak, the big striker. It's forced wide though. The ball comes into the Lincoln area, and City managed to tidy it up and clear downfield. One of the Sunderland players is still down as Lincoln look to try and build an attack. Sunderland play on. In fact, the player's picked himself up. That's the number out, 11, Gooch. And the blue shirts trying to find a way into the Lincoln area. Ball into the box, headed away by Shackle. Morrell comes across, barged off the ball, and the ball played down to the byline, cleared away by Bulge at the cost of a corner.
Yeah, they're just gambling now. Sunderland, they're 1-0 down. They know they've got to get a goal to get back in the game, pushing bodies forward and into more advanced areas.
Just under 7 minutes till half-time. It feels like it's flown by. BBC Radio Lincolnshire, hope and glory. We'll keep up to date with Boston and Gainsborough as well. We'll get a break, we'll spin through the scores elsewhere, but the ball into the Lincoln area. This shot comes in from one of the Sunderland players and it bounces wide, and it's been a long time, Tomo, since these two teams played each other. You have 99 was the cup game, and for a league game you go back to the late 50s.
Yeah, what was it like? Was it a good game?
I don't know, you were there, weren't you?
No, I wasn't even thought of.
It's going to be a chance for the keeper to clear, and it's Josh Vickers.
That's an interesting corner from Sunderland, the way you play it out 20 yards to a man on the edge of the box to volley it in. Good luck with that one.
Only one game in the 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League with goals, and that's at Norwich 0, Aston Villa 2. Payne gets a brief touch on the ball, rolls through to Sunderland, who are enjoying a bit more possession in the last 10 minutes, and there's a little header there. Shackle felt he was fouled, the referee agreed.
It's a good battle, isn't it, between the big man Wyke for Sunderland and Shackle. About the same stature.
It's in a sense that they're the sort of players who'll be enjoying that sort of battle.
Yeah, you love it, and as a manager you say you win your 1v1, and Shackle's good at that.
In League One, AFC Wimbledon 3 up against Rochdale, Oxford 1-0 up at Accrington. As you'll know, Lincoln City leading Sunderland here by a goal to 0. Burton 1-0 up at the MK Dons. Rotherham are 2-0 up at home to Coventry. Shrewsbury lead Tranmere by a goal to 0, and Peterborough 2-0 up at Wickham. Peterborough where we are next week.
They're on a fabulous run, aren't they, Peterborough?
Yeah, more than 2,000 City fans at that game next week. Payne shields the ball, and he does well, gets out to the right hand side, and Eardley pauses, plays it in, nearly finds Andrade, cleared away. O'Connor stretches for it, can't quite find Eardley. Connor gets in the way, Eardley trying to tidy things up, the old heads working to try and stop Sunderland going forward, but now Sunderland have worked themselves some space. The ball straight through the middle, plenty of Lincoln players back, so it's going to have to be a quality ball to find a way through, but they have to go back to come forward. Sunderland, they're just in front of the South Park penalty area. Ball played in, good challenge from Morrell, wins it back, and Payne is away from one, and Payne's away over the halfway line, being pulled from behind. Tyler Walker to one side, and Andrade the other. Payne still going. It's going to break for Toffolo. Toffolo back to Morrell. Morrell to Walker, and it nearly breaks through again. From an offside position though, Payne tries to get hold of the ball, and it ends with a free kick to Sunderland. But good attacking football from Lincoln, which I'm sure has really encouraged the manager.
Well, what's exceptional there, which will certainly please Michael Appleton, is the fact that as Payne were having to make all the ground himself, 50-60 yards, Toffolo was busting a gut from the left back position and ran 60 or 70 yards to get up alongside Payne. And we understand Appleton loves his fullbacks, and I love that as well, getting forward, and that's a great run from Toffolo. Goal in the Premier League, leaders Liverpool, 1-0 up. Sadio Mane against Leicester at Anfield. Don't forget, match of the day tonight for all of those goals. And when you're looking for your goals from Sincil Bank, if you are tuning in late, you'll have a different view because the TV cameras are on our side of the ground. So look, Sincil Bank will look at it as finest today. That's been a great panoramic view as well. We can go up at half time, Tom, I'll take your word for it, Michael. I haven't seen you go up yet. I'll go up, I'll happily go up, I'll take you up. Thanks, Dad. It's only a fiver. It's not, by the way. Take more than that to get me up there. Sunderland hold on to the ball. We have 2 minutes for stoppage time to go. Forward down the channel. Sunderland looking for a chance to get the ball into the area. Lincoln just close off the space with Andrade, Eardley behind him. And Andrade does work very hard defensively for an attacking player for me. He will get back there. Long range shot. Oh, and Vickers lucks in this time. He forces it around the post. It could easily have gone wrong, that one. I think that might just have moved in the air. It looked, we were right behind it. It looked to me like it just deviated in the air. There's more cameras, Michael, than there's at Curry's. What, you mean TV cameras? I see it's the documentary makers are here. Anyway, corner for Sunderland, taken short. On the left, played into the centre now. What can they work? Lincoln have got all their players back, and there's a lot of red and white shirts in the way. Sunderland coming forward in blue, driving down the left, ball driven across the area. Well, that one's got far too much meat on it. It rolls down the far side of the pitch to us, and it's going to be a throw for the Imps with a minute plus probably a couple of minutes of stoppage time to go. It's certainly been an entertaining 45 minutes there. I think both teams playing excellent football. Lincoln a goal to the good, quite deservedly as well. And really, it's been end-to-end stuff. It's felt more like the Lincoln side we've got used to over the last few years, hasn't it, as well? Yeah, it's been an expansive game, hasn't it, with both teams prepared to put bodies forward. City were fighting to win the ball back, and they have it with O'Connor. Slides it to the left-hand side, and George Grant wins a throw. There's no doubting that Lincoln have got talented players. It's just been a bad run for a variety of reasons. Well, also, Michael Appleton's got to stamp his authority on the squad, hasn't he? How he wants them to play. It seems to me he wants a pacey, energetic team, doesn't he? That you go forward in numbers and defend in numbers, which I think is what football's all about. 10 seconds plus stoppage time to go. Sunderland concede possession. Walker picks it up inside the centre circle, gives it to Eardley, and Eardley plays it for Andrade. Comes away from one defender and then commits the foul. He did leave with the boot there, Tomo. Well, what he did, he waited for the Sunderland players. A bit of a naughty challenge from Andrade. Sort of waited for him and more or less showed him his studs. BBC Radio Lincolnshire on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning. I'll be back with you at 10. The Pirate Goals. 2 wins. Tommy, we're 2 wins in a row. Miracles have happened. If you win the third time, you keep it then.
I don't think we'll win a third. I'd love to think we would. Anyway, it's a free kick. Chance to load the ball in the box. Stoppage time is being played. There's O'Connor is down inside the area. The ball. How many times does that happen? You're lying on the floor, you stand up and the ball comes to you, and you just clear it away. And O'Connor.
Well, I just watched the referee.
He's just looking at the referee and say, "What's going on?"
But the referee put his sort of whistle to his mouth and then sort of said, "Oh, maybe not. My indecision's final."
Forward come Sunderland over the halfway line. Force one very good save from Josh Vickers today. Not the best of headers from Tyler Walker there. It's given Sunderland a chance to try and build one more chance before half time. Ball is out of play. A throw once again for Sunderland. Eardley happy just to put it out of play. It's certainly the best half of football that Michael O'Connor's seen from the Imps since he's been at the club for me.
Michael O'Connor?
Michael Appleton. I'm mixing all these names up. Headed out of play, for me a corner.
The main thing is now not to switch off Lincoln in this final minute of added time. You want to be going in 1-0. Don't switch off.
There's a few brave people who are going in to have their cuppa. I think it's safe. Who wants to show? Corner into the penalty area, back post. Oh, and it's gone all the way through. Sunderland player has in fact picked it up. Chance to get the ball back into the box again, and it comes back in. Vickers fists it clear. Shot comes in again, and Lincoln with a chance to break if they can work it. Payne smashes it downfield. Referee patrolling that central part of the pitch still. You're right, Solo.
There's going to be a furrow down the middle.
Yes. It's Sunderland moving forward.
Oh, Ben, I've almost get back in the middle.
He's so far in the middle, he's getting in the way all the time.
He's lost his dog.
Ball chipped in the area. Oh, and it nearly breaks nicely for Sunderland, but Vickers is decisive, and hopefully that'll be enough, and we should be at half time. BBC Radio Lincolnshire. We'll get the updates and the half-time details of Boston and of Gainsborough. We get that blast of the whistle of Brett Huxtable, which I think is imminent. Oh no, he's still enjoying the game. Long ball downfield. Oh, and it's nearly come through to Tyler Walker by a poor back header from the Sunderland player. And that's interesting, Tom. That puts pressure on the manager and on the players, because the Lincoln fans are still standing up, and the man, the woman and the child are applauding. What we heard from the Sunderland fans was a boo.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'll summarise the game. It's been a thoroughly entertaining 45 minutes that we deserve to be in front. We, Lincoln, impartial, deserve to be in front. Sunderland have responded well to the goal and come back and created a couple of good chances. Great save from Josh Vickers. For me, Sunderland have thrown more bodies forward because they've had to get back in the game. But as you rightly said, interesting at the end of the game were the Sunderland travelling supporters too.
Welcome back to Sincilbank. The Sunderland team have been out for a good 3 or 4 minutes waiting for Lincoln City to emerge in their red and white stripes, black shorts and red socks. The referee has just blasted on his whistle, and we're back underway with Sunderland attacking the Stacey West fans where their supporters are housed and where they were booing at half time. And we'll hopefully be doing the same at full time, because that'll be a sign that Lincoln have had a good afternoon here at Sincilbank, leading by a goal to nil. Tyler Walker's fine strike, just anticipating the ball of Eardley, the difference between the two teams. So it's Vickers in goal, back for Eardley, Bolger, Shackle and Toffolo. Morrell, O'Connor in the middle with Andrade and Grant wide in more of a 4 today. And then you've got Payne just behind Tyler Walker, making up the rest of the Lincoln team. Smith, Chapman, Connolly, Melbourne, Anderson, Hesketh and Akinde is Lincoln's bench. And it's McLaughlin in goal for the home side. Missed none of the action. Said he have a throw, by the way, in line with the edge of their own penalty area for Eardley to take in front of the cart stand. Down the line, flicked on by Walker, breaks in midfield. Sunderland tidy up, and I can tell you McLaughlin, Willis, Lynch who's on a yellow, and De Bock make up their back 4. We'll go through their midfield in a bit, but City just pressing. Sunderland trying to move forward. They'll have had a flea in the air, I should think, from their manager. as they come forward to the edge of the D. Payne tracking back, Sunderland moving it nicely, ball into the area gathered in by Vickers. That can spin through the midfield for you with Gooch and Magoo, Power, Mcguire and Wyke up top, and Nean there as well. On the bench, Burge, McNulty, Flanagan, Dobson, McGeady, Grigg and Ledbetter. Some really experience on the bench for Sunderland should they need it. They're coming forward, good challenge from the Imps, and City have the ball back. Sunderland players still down in need of treatment. Toffolo over the halfway line, plays it into George Grant, lovely ball from Grant out to Toffolo, and he wins a throw in line with the edge of the penalty area. I'm pleased to say the Sunderland player is back up as well.
Yeah, at times, Michael, I'm not a lover with a flank midfield player playing there, but I think it's working very well with Toffolo and Grant, who've got a decent understanding, haven't they, and really linking up well together down this left-hand side.
Nice little idea then, a little loop ball into Tyler Walker, but he was probably about half a metre offside. It's going to be a chance.
Yeah, well,
we've got to keep it clear.
I'm just looking at McGeady warming up, and the Sunderland manager's having a chat with him. I would think 10 or 15 minutes, if it's still 1-0 to Lincoln, we'll see McGeady entering the fray.
And Bulge nearly caught out. He missed time in attempting clearance, and eventually he does clear.
Michael, doesn't he?
He almost seems to think he has more time than he does have on the ball, doesn't he?
Breakfast on it.
Forward comes Sunderland down the right hand side. Grant trying to stop the cross right across the 6-yard box, and Eardley turns him behind for a corner. Terrific ball from the right. I think it was Max Barr who's got goals in the last couple of games who did that.
Yeah, they've certainly started well in this opening minute or so of the second half, haven't they, Sunderland?
Appleton inside his technical area watching this corner. Stacey West end of the ground, attacking left. It'll be a right-footed one, whipped into the near post, and it's headed behind. That was a free header, and I think frankly he should have put it on target because Vickers wasn't going to get it.
Well, so one of the massive plus points to the second half is the fact Sunderland kicking towards their own supporters.
Well, you'd assume they probably won the, although Lincoln like to kick that way, I think, in the second half as well.
Yeah, but it's a bit different in the Stacey West stand to the one we're looking at on the left-hand side, the Bridge Mcfarland one.
Long ball downfield. Walker made a run hoping it would break through. It didn't. It's cleared away by Sunderland. Headed away by Toffolo. Little scoop clearance from George Grant. Chases after it. Can't win the ball. Competing for it on the halfway line. Sunderland play it long into the City half. Shackle tries to clear. Lincoln go backwards at the moment. Sunderland working their way through Lincoln's defensive line. On the right hand side, cross into the City area, and Bulger knees the ball away, and it should find Walker, and Walker does well. He's going backwards, but he manages to get it to Andrade. Andrade steps inside, 3 Sunderland players around him, and he picks him a free kick. Does well there for me, and he forces the foul out of the Cock, the fullback. Baak, I should say.
It looked like he'd run into traffic, didn't he? But fortunately for the left back of Sunderland, had committed himself, and I'd just slow it down a bit if I was Lincoln at the moment. They've certainly come out the blocks, haven't they, Sunderland, start of this half.
I think that's just exactly what Michael O'Connor's just done. He's just eaten up 15 seconds. With Bolger now ambling forward, they've just, like Tomo was saying, just taken the steam out of the game. Tomo's availed himself of many cups of tea at half time. Excellent work, Tomo.
It's absolutely murder being popular.
It's all the way through to Toffolo on the left. Looks to get it into Grant, can't quite find him. Cleared away by Sunderland. Back towards the halfway line. Morrell tries to break up the play. City's trying to get their challenges in, but Sunderland move over the halfway line. And that's not a good ball forward. It's easily cut out from Lyndon Gooch. And it's all the way through to Vickers. Change coming for Sunderland. The manager clearly seen enough. And it's Toffolo back towards centre half. Gets it forward. Shackle towards O'Connor. He's got a bit of space in midfield and slides it forward to Payne, who's inside the centre circle. Looks to get a ball in behind. Tremendous. Andrade's into the penalty area. He's got around him. Andrade's pulled down, and that is a penalty. Brilliant ball. Brilliant play from Andrade.
You could actually actually see that penalty coming 15 seconds before it happened, couldn't you? It's happened in slow motion, didn't it? It sort of got round him, and you could just see the defender floundering, and you could see the penalty was.
Did he give a yellow? I didn't see that. Didn't see
He hasn't at the moment.
It's a tremendous ball, though. Well, he scored one this afternoon. Can he get two? Can it be his 7th of the season? And we know one thing, Tyler Walker, you won't die waiting for his penalty. He will be emphatic with it. I don't think anyone could disagree with that decision for a penalty. Great play from Andrade. Can Walker put the cherry on the cake and put City 2-0 up here at Sinselbank? Oh, and he hits the post.
I think everyone in the ground thought he was inside the post and in the net.
What sort of a moment could that be in the game?
Well, people have said about Akinda's penalty taking, but I mean, I prefer those kind of penalties. That,
to be honest, he's probably a half an inch from actually having a goal, isn't it? Could this be a huge minute in the game, really? Missed penalty for Lincoln, and up steps an international to come on for Sunderland. 2. It's going to be a double change. We're going to see Mark McNulty and also Aidan McGeady come on, and they're going to replace the number 11 Lyndon Gooch. We'll just wait to see who the other one, then we'll go to the games for game. 4th official fiddling with his board. And the second of the changes. Oh, get on with it.
I think he's read the script, the lad. He's making his way already. He thinks, oh, he's not me. Oh, I've had a reprieve.
Chris Mcguire, who's on a yellow, comes off. So let's get to the games for game and Dave.
Trinity have pulled a goal back, Michael, 13 minutes into the second half. Strong run from Kingsley James, pulled the ball back. Ross Hannah, first time effort, found the back of the net. So it's Basford. Oh, they've just gone ahead. 2 goals ahead now. Trinity did put a goal back, but they've just conceded another one a minute or so after getting the score back to 2-1. 3-1 now to Basford United.
And Tyler Walker looking to try and cause problems for Sunderland's defenders, and they'll be frustrated, but they should think, look, we can get in behind these defenders. We've shown it. We've got the power.
It's just that, I mean, as a manager, obviously, goes without saying, disappoints, but you just think, great time to score. 4 or 5 minutes second half, 2-0 up, gives us a cushion. Sunderland take a bit of
great run from Andrade, seen by Payne down the right hand side. Andrade still going forward into the area, drives it across, cleared away. What a fantastic 5 minutes from Andrade.
Well, to be fair, he did well in the first half as well, didn't he? It was a constant threat with Toffolo.
City coming forward again. Payne to the byline, lifts the ball. Oh, and it goes onto the roof of the net. Still 1-0 to the Imps.
Well, sometimes you don't see the second half start like first half finish, but on this occasion it started really well as both teams going end to end.
See, for me, that's where Andrade's game has changed a bit from last season. He's stronger upper body. I'm not sure he would have had that many. You know what I mean? He holds on to his
upper body strength. He's holding players off better, isn't he?
Bolger heads it clear. Andrade sprints after it. The defender, Baak, must be thinking, not again. Here he comes, Andrade inside to Payne. There's space for Grant. It's into Tyler Walker, who goes down, and the referee stamps around. What's he doing here? Talking to all in Sunderland. He's definitely not given a penalty.
Now the Sunderland player saying he's dived. Lincoln player Payne saying he didn't.
Well, they're creaking at the back, aren't they, Sunderland?
Well, they're just getting between the full-backs and the centre-backs that will, aren't they? And the one thing I'd say about Andrade is that you want upper body strength, but you don't want it to detract from your pace.
No.
I mean, the big thing about him is his pace, and his pace when running with the ball.
We'll update with Mark Hone in a moment. Sunderland 1-0 down. Remember, we've had a missed penalty here for the Imps. Could have been 2. It's back with Andrade again. It's like magnetic to him at the moment. Payne's inside, picks it up. Ball bobbles up on him, but Payne holds on to it and gets it out to Andrade on the right-hand side. Andrade back to Payne. forces his way forward, it breaks back, and Andrade comes across and plays an excellent ball out to the left-hand side, and Toffolo, and now into George Grant. Toffolo outside him, into the feet of Tyler Walker, and now with Toffolo back towards O'Connor. O'Connor going down the channel, it breaks back. Sunderland should defend this, but O'Connor gets between the two and forces it out for a throw so he can get to mark at the Boston game.
Yeah, we've had an hour here, Michael. It's still 0-0. It's all Boston United in the second half. Dominic Knowles has just had a shot deflected wide of the post, and Jordan Thulis has gone close as well. It's 0-0. Boston United pressing for that opening goal.
Got quick feet, George Grant, Michael, hasn't he? He moves his feet really quick. You know, he moves the ball quick and takes the defender out of the equation.
Absolutely, and Tyler Walker showed tremendous strength. He's got a couple of really strong defenders against him. Gets it to Morale, and Morale gets applause for his pass to Eardley.
I think Lincoln, Michael, have looked a lot better in this system.
Oh, yeah.
Especially attacking. I can understand going away from home and maybe just getting plenty of midfield players, but I think it's Sinsel Bank when you do 4-2-4.
Sunderland coming forward. Are they going to get a goal here? Good challenge. City will clear it. Morale into Payne's feet, and Andrade goes on the run. Payne pauses, plays it back to Eardley. City retaining possession. Walker desperate to try and get in behind. Eardley holds onto it. Back to Bulger and across to Shackle. Shackle just takes some time. Doesn't want to take too long. And he plays it a bit too late. He felt he was fouled. The assistant and the referee didn't think so.
Yeah, it's poor from Shackle. That is, don't usually make mistakes like that, the big fella.
1-0 still to the Imps who are tuning into BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Tyler Walker the scorer, but he's had a penalty hit the post and go behind for a goal kick. City have been very bright in this second half.
I think they've got one roll of the dice the longer the game goes on. So that is Will Grigg coming on. They don't get the all-important goal.
Two Sunderland players collide. They somehow managed to get it forward to the halfway line. Poor challenge from O'Connor. Who's from memory is on a yellow, isn't he? Does he not? No, he's not. He's not on a yellow.
Is the referee going to let that go? Or speak to Michael O'Connor.
Might come back to him. Toffolo clears, and that breaks through. As far as Payne, City have got 4 against 3. Payne out to the right-hand side. He just asked Andrade to run onto it. Andrade into the area. Walker! Oh, what a goal! Fantastic! Brilliant cross! Walker turns it in. 2-0 City. What a goal, Tomo! What a goal!
That's a tremendous break from Lincoln, and really, I mean, I think Payne gets a lot of the credit for that, switching the play. I didn't know if he'd seen it, but Andrade was in loads of space, wasn't it? And it's the early ball that's caught Sunderland out. And once again, it's just a goal threat, isn't it? Walker, he's made a goal out of nothing there. Excellent play.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I think that's the pace that Appleton's on about. They want, when they're attacking, where they get plenty of pace down and really are quick on the counter.
And it's the first time finish. I mean, he made it look easier than it was, didn't he?
Well, if I was being hypercritical, I'd blame the Sunderland keeper as well. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He should have come for it, but he didn't, and Walker stuck it in.
Are they really? I'm not sure either. This very good tea at Sinsel Bank, or about 100 Sunderland fans have already decided they've seen enough.
Well, he's clearly not happy with the manager, are they? And they made it known throughout the game.
And still a long way to go. 30 minutes. Lincoln have conceded goals this season, and in this patch of play as well. So they want to keep the clean sheet. They want to keep. I think they just need to keep on playing the football they're playing, really, because they're creating chances going forward. Sunderland trying to compete for it. Andrade. Long range shot, Sunderland's over the top. I know you've still got 25 minutes, Tomo, to think about this. But you've got a bit of a quandary, haven't you? Because normally the goal scorer gets man of the match.
I know.
But Andrade's been exceptional, hasn't he?
Why'd you keep reading my mind? I was just thinking.
We've been together too long.
I was just thinking.
And Payne's played well as well.
I was thinking, when I go Andrade as man of the match, we're going to say, give that one when Walker scored 2 goals.
I think it's the best I've seen from Andrade for a while as well.
I'll probably give it to Tyler Andrade.
Long clearance downfield from Vickers. Sunderland with it to do, but don't forget they've got quality players on the pitch, and they will think they can do this. Can they? Sliding challenge, one back by Morel. He'll be missed next week. They can play it down the channel. Ball bobbles up and right! Brilliant from Walker! Steals it from the defender, then stands on the ball, and he's going to still have the ball with him, and he plays it to Morel. Morel outside of him has Bruno Andrade, and the fans watching as Andrade shoots over. Brilliant from Walker. He's absolutely mugged the defender.
You know what's made a massive difference for me is the set of systems don't win games, but I disagree with that. Otherwise you wouldn't have systems, would you? And I just think the width on the pitch that Andrade is given, and the threat, the constant threat he's been down that right hand side, I think it's been superb. And also the fact that Michael Appleton has pushed Payne closer to Tyler Walker. There's a lot to be said for that 4-2-4.
Well, I'm sure Michael Appleton will be very happy, but nervous still. Some 27 minutes to go plus stoppage time. 2-0 to Lincoln City. Both goals for Tyler Walker. He's also hit the post from the penalty spot. Long range shot, well wide of Vickers. And if that's what Sunderland will do for the rest of the game, Lincoln will take that.
Desperation, that, isn't it? That's a centre back from a good 35-yard Seager Michael, the last throw of the dice for Sunderland. I would anticipate that it's got to be Will Grigg, the centre forward, who has come on.
It's another another couple of carloads of left. Going to change them. It will be Will Grigg who's going to come on.
A lad bought for a lot of money, wasn't he? And he was going to be a goal-scoring sensation.
Well, you would expect it dropping down from the Championship to League One, but it hopefully will continue not to be the case here at Sincil Bank when he comes on. Tyler Walker on to 7 goals for the season. And Lincoln City very firmly a 4 there, right in front of their back 4. Some of them trying to build, trying to get something going, but they haven't got the pace at the moment to their attacks that Lincoln have had. Now a chance for a cross inside the area, goes right across, and it's goosed over. And the attacking player did what was going to drive Tomo nuts, because he looks at the earth, and as we keep saying, that pitch has been there longer than you, son.
Well, the first player made no contact, did he? The referee stopping now for substitution. As I said, last throw of the dice, the third sub for Sunderland.
I don't think we'll have a happy breakfast show presenter, Scott Dalton, on Monday. Aston Villa 4-0 up at Norwich. His other club, Boston, 0-0 last we heard. We'll keep it up to date with Mark Hone in that FA Cup tie. Will Grigg is on, and he replaced. The box came off. That gives you an idea. He's taken off a fullback who was frankly being run ragged. So I don't know what they're going to do defensively.
Well, I think the fullback who was going for Sunderland will have twisted blood. He's not been near Andrade all the game, has he?
Well, right. It's headed away by Sunderland. They can have it in midfield. Eardley chips it downfield. And it's headed on by Eardley again. Payne, oh, that's outrageous back heel. Andrade's in down the right, crosses it into the area. George Grant will get hold of it on the edge of the penalty area. We're going to get to the Boston game in just a second. Lincoln on the attack. And it's George Grant into the feet of Payne. Back to George Grant. City have it again. Payne chips it forward into the area. Nearly comes through to Walker. Sunderland desperate to clear. Hits a Lincoln player, goes home for a goal kick. Let's get to the Boston game. Mark, I believe you've got a goal.
Yes, we have, and it's gone to Boston United. No more than they deserve. They've been better second half. They've had 1 or 2 little half chances. A Nicky Walker corner, in swinging. Luke Shields, the skipper, up from the back, downward header, into the back of the net. 1-0 to Boston United.
Fantastic. It's here.
I think where Michael Appleton deserves credit as well is the selection of the team as well as the formation as well, isn't it? You know, people say Harry Anderson, he has done well, Harry, but I think Grant's done well as well in this game so far, and O'Connor's come in there, and Morel is busy, isn't he? But O'Connor just pulls the strings, and his positional play is very, very good.
Well, also, I mean, you could say, some might say Payne is a great piece of skill, but there's a degree of luck that it went to a teammate. But, you know, you and I were going to the Blackpool game, what feels a long time ago now, about, 8 days ago. We were saying there's that great start to the season from Payne, and I think the but has now come in Blackpool and in this game. He's looking much more effective as the attacking midfielder.
I think so, but I think because he's playing further up the pitch, he was getting anxious, was he? Not getting the ball, and he was dropping deeper and deeper. And once he drops deep, then there's no advantage to you. So I just think the fact that he's closer and in contact with Tyler Walker.
Lincoln City pushing Sunderland backwards. Tyler Walker. Rogers Lincoln clear it downfield. Breaks for Payne. Plays it back to O'Connor, all the way back to Eardley. And Eardley plays it all the way back to Vickers, who under pressure makes a good clearance long downfield, straight to the central defender. Lincoln trying to pick his pocket. Payne is buzzing around him, but he can't get hold of it. He gets the Trinity game for a goal in a moment or two, but Sunderland on the attack. 2-0 to Lincoln City here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Both goals for Tyler Walker, who hit the post from the penalty spot as well. High ball into the box, half cleared and then eventually headed away, but it was a foul by a Sunderland player, so we can get to the Trinity game and to Dave.
Yeah, more or less curtains here, Michael. Basford have got a fourth in the 72nd minute. The ball played forward, found Cowrie, Grantham, and he saw George Willis come advancing off his line, coolly slitted the ball into the corner of the net. It's Basford 4, Trinity 1.
You know, the return, if you're wondering, Tom, the return match, provided neither on the cup runs, is the 4th of January.
What? The Sunderland corresponding game?
Yeah. That's what I think we're all looking forward to.
You've been there, Michael. Stadium of Light.
City win the ball back in midfield. Owen Walker in behind, down the right-hand side. George Grant sprinting into the box. Can't quite get on the ball and in frustration runs into the defender. I haven't asked you, Tom, what's Sunderland done in terms of their formation? Because they've taken a full-back on it. They sort of...
They've just moved one of the outfield players to left back.
Yeah.
And probably, I think they've tried to move a pacey player there to stop Andrade, but it's not sometimes about pace, it's about your positional play as well. And I mean, he's just wreaking havoc, isn't he? Every time he gets the ball, it's a threat.
Well, we love seeing him in the Lincolnshire. I think we were both surprised there wasn't more interest perhaps in the summer. The form he's showing, they'll all come looking again, but it's to Lincoln's specimen at the moment.
He wasn't being selected, was he?
Well, no.
Hard to sell him when you're not picking him.
Yes, there is that. Sunderland took it forward of Toffolo. That was a foul, referee. You know, as we said, we're biased to Lincoln, but that was a foul. And Payne just has to be careful here. O'Connor pushed over. O'Connor's just won a free kick.
He's thinking you a free kick before he dived on it, Michael.
He made the referee's mind up for him, didn't he?
I think he decided that if that's a free kick, I'm diving on this. Well played, Michael O'Connor.
2-0 to Lincoln City, 20 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. It's BBC Radio Lincolnshire. It's a good, unless you're a Trinity fan, it's pretty much a feel-good Saturday at the moment. Boston 1-0 up, and Lincoln City 2-0 up. And George Grant loses the ball, wins the ball, loses the ball, and now Morrell, who's been really energetic, puts in a challenge. City's trying to get it back, and it's going to come through midfield. Good tackling back by Payne, but Sunderland still got hold of it to the edge of the penalty area. Stays to west end of the ground to try and get a goal to bring them back into this game. Lifts it into the penalty area. The big centre forward goes up and heads it, but it's headed away by O'Connor. And then Payne tries to come in for it. It comes back from Morrell. Lincoln have suddenly got a chance to break. They've got 3 against 4. Morrell pauses, plays it to Payne, running through the middle. Payne still going, shoots! Saved by the goalkeeper. Let's go to the Trinity game for a goal.
Yes, Michael, Trinity have pulled one back. Nobody in the press box or anywhere else wondered what was going on. Ross Hanna apparently hit the ball into the back of the net. The referee gave the keeper a yellow card. Hanna's got his second. 4-2 to Basford.
2-0 to Lincoln City. Sunderland pushing forward again. That's a free kick to Sunderland. Just have to be careful they don't give away too many of these around the box.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening? Sunderland are going for it, and they're throwing numbers in front of the ball, and they're leaving themselves exposed to the counter. But they're 2-0 down. Managers thinking 2-0, might as well lose 3. And really, the counter with Andrade has been the main attacking force for Lincoln this game.
Morel getting the yellow card. Can't argue against this. Sunderland got plenty of options from this free kick. There seems to be 4 players around the ball. Lincoln had a free kick from a little bit further out, but George gradually hit the top of the wall. And Sunderland have to. It's a bit close to that wall. He's not supposed to be that close, is he? No, he's all right now.
It must be McGeady on the ball, I would think.
Yeah, it's McGeady. Very experienced player. Do you think this is his territory? Can Vickers keep him out? McGeady, the wall, Vickers, stays the west end of the ground. What can the right foot deliver? Hits the wall, headed away by Lincoln City, back to the halfway line.
Good strong wall, that's what you want to see. Player putting his head on it.
No Granit Xhaka in that wall. Sunderland get it out to the right hand side, looking for a ball into the City penalty. O'Connor tracks the run. City got plenty of players back. Sunderland looking just to try and pick up these free kicks around the area if they can't get the ball into the box. Working themselves some space. A corner, no, it's clear to be cleared away by O'Connor. Oh, O'Connor takes too long. And Lincoln are going to just about play themselves out of trouble. That was close to being anything but. City still 2-0 up. It will be back with the Boston game for an update in a moment or two. But City have it back. Morel driving through the middle. He's got Andrade on the outside of him. Morel on the ball, holds on to it. Then the big ball out to Eardley, back to Morel. The City just slowing down the pace as O'Connor is limping, and suddenly Sunderland have got a chance to force their way forward. Eardley dispossessed. Lincoln rushing to get players back in position. Attacking the Stace West end of the ground, darkening skies around Sincilbank. Ball played into the edge of the knee, cleared away by Lincoln again. Payne plays it for Walker, and Walker, oh, he's played it straight back to the striker for Sunderland. Now he's having to defend on the edge of his area. Sunderland attacking the Stace West. Tremendous challenge from Walker and from Eardley. Sunderland are trying to come forward, but it's slid out by Walker. Wow, that's tremendous from Lincoln, isn't it?
I think Michael O'Connor's really struggling, Michael. I think in that last challenge we just...
I think we'll see Connolly, won't we?
Yeah, I would think so. Certainly the last 15 minutes. What Michael O'Connor does well, Michael, is that when the ball gets played into Lincoln's box, he's always the spare man in the box. So if the head is won by an attacker, he's always picking the second ball up.
I don't think, we don't know how to read Michael Appleton, but just look at him then, you could see he's disappointed. He knows he's got to take O'Connor off. And that's no comment on Connolly, it's the experience and the know-how, isn't it?
He's in the right place at the right time. He understands the game, he reads it well, he reads situations, and sometimes it's not all on about pace. I mean, I tell you, when I had Ronnie Whelan at Southend, and Ronnie was 35, but he knew exactly where the ball was going to be, and just you couldn't buy what Ronnie Whelan had got. And it's the same with Michael O'Connor. He just understands the game through obviously his experience.
Fourth official was daydreaming there. Let's get an update of Boston with Mark.
Yeah, it's still 1-0 to Boston United. Sutton Coldfield just throwing a few men more forward and trying to get a bit more physical with Boston United. They haven't really laid a glove on Boston United in this second half. They still lead Boston through that Luke Shields header from the Nicky Walker's corner. It's 1-0. We have about 11 minutes left, Michael.
11 minutes left for Boston to be in the fourth round draw. We'll have coverage of that on BBC Radio Lincolnshire on Monday. Michael O'Connor rightly getting a tremendous round of applause. He, in some ways, is the sort of player who should be. You don't get a man of the match in these sorts of games, but you should in some ways, shouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
No, as I said, I think Michael Appleton, obviously a midfield player himself, Michael Appleton appreciates the job that Michael O'Connor does in there.
Michael O'Connor off, and it's going to be Connolly who comes on, Callum Connolly, and he's going to show fight and organisation for the next 11 minutes. Low 5 from his defensive, his midfield partner in Morel. And City just need to hold their nerve and see this game out. It's been a while. Fleetwood, the last time they won a game in the league, ironically 2-0, and both goals were by Tyler Walker. Ball lifted into the City penalty area. Oh dear, there's a bit of a shove straight in the face of Neil Eardley. It was so firm, his head went backwards. City will bring the ball away with Payne, and they'll be more than happy to get a little free kick there and just take a bit of time out of the game. Spinning through the screens with goals in League One. At which point, as usual, when you're going to do that, you know what always happens somewhere, the screen goes blank. Right, Wimbledon 3, Rochdale 1. There's a goal in the Trinity game with Dave.
Yeah, 9 minutes to go here, Michael. Simon Russell with his third in 3. Curling right foot shot has pulled another goal back for Trinity. Basford 4, Trinity 3.
Wow, plenty of goals in that game. Just the 2 in this game for Lincoln City. They're 2-0 ahead. Shackle is asking Vickers to come for it, and Vickers didn't. He stayed back, so Shackle just clears long downfield. Tyler Walker will be dreaming of a hat-trick. The defender completely mistimes that. Keeper outside his area, gets lucky. Connolly back to Payne. Payne is not fouled. Oh, that must have been very close to a foul.
No.
Not given though.
Trying to buy that, didn't he?
It's, to say rushed and haphazard from Sunderland will be understatement, Tommy.
I think Sunderland manager, if it stays the same or Lincoln get more goals, it will be a rough ride for him.
There's another couple of coach loads have decided. With 12 minutes to go, they've seen enough. So in the Premier League, Leicester have equalised against Liverpool. 1-1 there. In League One, Accrington 2, Oxford 2, Dogs 0, Portsmouth 1, Ipswich 1-0 up at Fleetwood, Southend losing 2-1 at Gillingham, Burton 2-0 up at the MK Dons, and it's cleared away by Bolger back to the halfway line for City. Picked up by Sunderland, ball into the edge of the Lincoln area. Toffolo to try and clear it, can't do so. Sunderland retain it on the edge of the box. Great challenge back from George Grant. Tremendous ball to Payne, running through the middle for Tyler Walker to sprint after. Walker's got the pace. Kenny, is the defender, just took it away from him and we're clear to the halfway line. Tell you, Rotherham 4 up at Coventry. Shrewsbury lead Tranmere by a goal to 0, and Peterborough 3-2 up at Wickham. Oh, that's a bad challenge on the edge of the area by a Lincoln defender. I think they may just. And there wasn't a lot of appeal from the Sunderland players. They pick up a free kick now, almost out of sympathy, but that was close, Tomo, on the edge of the area.
He seems to avoid a lot of the big decisions, doesn't he? When it's in and around the penalty box or edge of the penalty box, he doesn't want to know, but 25 yards away, okay, I'll give these. I mean, Sunderland, they've got, it's only going to be threatening coming forward, Michael, but just had no cutting edge. And where Lincoln have had Tyler Walker and Andrade, they've had that extra cutting edge and Payne as well.
Just under the 11 minutes to go in the second half here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Myself, Michael Horton, and Steve Thompson, your commentary team. Stacey West end of the ground. Can he get it up over the wall and past Vickers? Over the wall and past the post, and it remains 2-0 to Lincoln City. Terrible free kick.
Yeah, once again, nowhere near hitting the target, Sunderland, and I don't know about going up Sunderland, Mike. And to me, they look like they like physicality and a cutting edge.
Well, what a gate, Tomo. 10,264.
Excellent. I'm sure Clive will be happy about that.
You can say that. I'm sure he's listening and very happy.
There you go, Chairman.
He's probably got a glass of wine on the go as well, very happy.
I sincerely hope so.
His team are doing him proud. They're 2-0 up here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, headed away by Shackle. Lincoln competing for it inside the Sunderland half. What can Sunderland find going forward? Less than 10 minutes to go. Picked up by Payne. Slides it to George Grant. George Grant sees Toffolo and finds Toffolo down the left-hand side. Toffolo pauses. Back to Grant. Grant to Payne, to Grant, and then Grant goes down. And he looks at the referee, and the referee's not interested in, like you said, I think this is a referee who doesn't like to make big decisions. Payne picks up a free kick.
I think, Michael, I think Tyler Walker's is flat out. I don't know whether you keep him on, you probably keep him on 2 goals, but he's certainly run himself into the ground. Excellent performance.
Well, Hesketh played in Payne's position, didn't he, in midweek, but I thought unless Payne's carrying a knock or something, he seems to have boundless energy. He's getting a drink, so I can't imagine he's coming off. The change for Lincoln City then is Bruno Andrade, and there's a well-deserved standing ovation from Bruno Andrade.
He's had an excellent game, hasn't he? Been a constant threat down that right-hand side, made a couple of goals, sort of made a goal, the second goal, and really been a threat to Sunderland for the full length of time he's been on, which is 82 minutes. Very well played.
Hesketh comes on then. He looked a decent player when we saw him on Tuesday night against Manchester United's youth team. He was playing a more central role then. Shackle will prepare to lift this ball forward to the edge of the City, to the Sunderland penalty area, cleared away by the defender, back towards the halfway line. Shackle tries to win it, does, and comes out wide and chips that ball forward, right down into the corner. And I hope the officials got the ball to gone out of play. Steve Thompson, myself, Michael Horton, your commentary team here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Although it's
Premier League Aston Villa 5-0 up at Norwich.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. I just wanted in my head. I was going to say, while it's important to get the right blend of youth and experience, it's also right to get the right blend of physicality. And I just think Lincoln have got the right blend of physicality as compared to Sunderland in their team.
Eardley heads the ball away. Vital header, force it out for a throw. Just under 7 minutes to go. Another couple of hundred Sunderland fans are leaving as Eardley goes in and puts that ball firmly out of play, and the Sunderland player deliberately fell down on him. A bit of frustration. Is he given a free kick there?
I think it's Mcguire, isn't it? Eardley's just let him know that he's still in the game. I love that.
And the referee is, and this is Mcguire's wasting Sunderland's time, which is not great sign of experience.
Yeah, I think he's having a chat with him. I mean, I can't see anything wrong with it. Eardley's played the ball and said to Mcguire, look, welcome to the game.
A noise around Sincilbank, 10,264. I didn't get the Sunderland part of that, but it was I think around the 2,000 mark. It's loose inside the Lincoln area. Sunderland trying to find the shot, and it's scrambled away by the Imps. Back into the area again. Looked like a push on Shackle. Sydney trying to clear their lines. Free kick to the Imps. Still 2-0, less than 6 minutes to go.
It's all about frustration now for Sunderland. Really can't. Although they've threatened, they've knocked at the door once or twice. They've just been knocking on the end of their striking forces.
5.5 minutes left in this game, plus stoppage time. Not sure there'll be many Sunderland fans left at this rate. One ball downfield. City picking up in midfield with Morrell. Morrell plays it out to the right hand side. Hesketh keeps it in play and wins a throw.
Yeah, you've got 2 flank midfield players now for Lincoln. I mean, it's just seeing the game out and just don't make any